fabulous Friday. My name is Nikki Adamquist. You guys know me as the Sassy Subber. And today I am joined by my sublimation BFF. We're just going to jump right into it. Mr. Bo, who needs to unmute himself. But there he is. Hello,
I
Bo.
think I'm unmuted. Hold on. How's everybody doing? Good to be back. Hello, Pam. Hello, Nikki. BFFs. How's everybody doing out there?
Oh, fantastic. How are you? Long time
I'm
no
great.
see, my friend. It's nice to see. I had to keep something quiet because I knew that you had gone back with Conde, the new Conde, right? Conde
Yeah.
2.0. And I had to keep it quiet until you did a killer promo video, by the way, sir.
Was it killer?
It was really good. Like, I literally, listen, I must be ADHD because I literally could just keep right up with it. I wasn't bored. It was great. I loved it.
I used every marketing tactic I know in that video for editing video, and it's really funny when you're doing those sort of things because you do it and it's like, man, that's terrible. And then you sit down for 8 hours at the computer and it's like, okay, that's maybe okay. That's
Right.
passable.
You're like, it works, right? It's working for me, right?
Yeah.
Hello to everybody in our comments section. Let me just say hello to Chuck. We're going to say hello to Pam and Bridget and Tara and Carla. Hello, everybody who is coming in. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure you say hi in the comment section. Welcome Bo back, because guess what? That means I will get Fridays back with Bo.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Fridays. Well, should we spoil that now or later or what?
You know what? Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Let's just do it.
Well, one, I'm going to say Chuck is in here, and it's a good thing we're not doing a giveaway because he wins every giveaway. I don't know if you know that.
He does win every giveaway. Absolutely, he does. He's amazing.
I'm going to Las Vegas next week for Printing United, and Chuck should be coming with me because I think that we would have a good time.
You know what? I agree. I 100% agree on this. Actually, Chuck is one of my mods over on the Tickety Talk, and he's a good person. He's a good egg, as they like to say.
Yeah. So I see Edward's on here. Ed, how you doing?
Ed!
And here's the thing. This is what reminded me of this. I am back at Conde. It's Conde 2.0. We're calling it. An interesting fact about me is I have only worked for people by the name of David. And I'm being 100% serious. Only people by the only David.
Really?
Yeah. My boss at Caesar was David Wheatley, you know. Then I had David Gross, and now I have David McLean. I have a lot of Davids, and I'd go on interviews in between this, you know, and they'd be like, "Oh, their name is I can't even remember anyone's names on any of these things." But they weren't David, and I told my wife, I'm like, I'm not getting that job. But so we're here at Conde 2.0. It's awesome. The thing is though, the old Conde kept, if you've seen that movie with Moses, the 10 Commandments, that's how they kept their records. And you can't get that into a computer system these days. So we have your records, but we don't really have your records. So we ask you to go to Conde.com and create a new account with us. So then you can start purchasing and doing stuff that way.
So I'm going to make sure that I have the banner over here. And I probably do. If not, I'll make sure I'm going to create one right now. But it's just, is it Conde Dytrans or is it Conde.com?
It's Conde.com, so there's no more of that like weird confusion when you're like, I went to Conde.com, but it says Dytrans, that I thought always should be changed. Right now, Dytrans is being redirected, so if you have a tab that's saved up there, you know, to Dytrans, it will take you back over to Conde.
Okay, that's good to know. You know what? It's just, we're going to add that. And we're just going to have that sitting at the bottom right there. So we are talking about Conde.com. To everybody else that's in the comment section, hello, Roberta. I did get your message. Don't worry. I will be responding back. Beth, hello. I'm glad to see the old gang is here.
Yeah.
You know, as they're starting to filter in and everybody is kind of doing their thing and whatnot. Make sure you're sharing it over to Conde too, sir. So we got a lot going on. Bo and I decided we were going to be kind of like Nikki and Bo Unhinged. We're going to have a deep dive into some conversations today, just about what's going on around our area. area, right? So yes, he is back with Conde, is Conde 2.0. So you just got to give them a little bit of time, because remember, they're moving the facility to Jacksonville, correct? Like everything's going to move there.
Well, it's already been moved. Essentially, Conde went out of business, and all of this stuff was purchased at auction. It was all liquidated, purchased at auction. David McLean, he picked it up. He's a really awesome dude. And so this is now Conde Systems of Florida LLC. So it's a completely different company. All of it is
Right.
different. It's just the same like kind of name and shell and everything. So we're essentially just a startup with a huge head start in a way.
Right, because you have the brand, and the name right there, and that's huge, especially if as a small business. That's the one thing that I teach and preach and talk about all the time is brand recognition, and everybody recognizes the Conde brand. I will say, Ed had a great question that I want to address before we get too far into this.
Yeah, we can go for that because that's a good one. We have Chromolux, we have Unisub. So yeah, we had to go back in and renegotiate and re-sign up and do all the things that you got to do with all the vendors and manufacturers and all those sorts of things. And we're building credit with them and showing trust and building relationships.
Right.
But we do have Chromolux, we do have Unisub. I don't know. We don't have all of them. I think we have the round Unisub main ornaments. I'm pretty sure those are in stock. We have the porcelain ornaments. We have those in stock. What else do you say? Garden flags. Okay, garden flags, tumblers, slate. I think I
like
addressed
the
on the
things, like
ornaments.
are the things. Do you have all the things? I mean, you are carrying the printer, the F570, right?
The
That's gonna be
F570 and the F170, the best sublimation printers in the market. I can now say that officially.
you can. You
Yes,
absolutely can. Hands
the
down.
garden flags. I always think sublinen with the garden flags, but they are not all sublinen. But if we don't have the garden flags in, we are getting them. Tumblers, we'll be getting those in stock, and slate, we'll be getting the slate in stock very soon. I'm actually
So,
going to.
do we know, like, give me we're not going to hold you to it, okay? We're not holding you to it. We're all amongst friends here. So do we have like a rough timeline of when we're going to see pretty much a lot of the same things coming back that we love about the Conde brand?
I would say by first of the year,
Okay.
2025, I would say that we are going to be rocking pretty solid. We're kind of taking chunks of the product lists and saying like, okay, these come from this place, these come from this place, and we're kind of putting small shopping lists together with them to get
Right.
back the essentials in and everything. So like with the slate, if the slate's coming in, I can't think of a popular slate one right now. Maybe we'll go,
The
tumblers. I definitely would go.
7.5 by 5.5 is the one that is the most popular size.
Yeah, I couldn't think of the SUSL and then
Oh,
the
it's all
thing,
right.
and if it's gloss matte or semi-gloss, we're going to be getting it all in eventually. It'll all come in. We're putting small orders together. We're getting stuff fast. A lot of people are really, really excited to help us.
Right.
One thing that I'm pretty proud of myself that through the dark era times of not having a job and everything is I, built a good rapport and I have a good relation with a lot of the customers. And thank you for everyone that reached out to me and said things that a lot of that meant a lot to me. But I also have a lot of, the people in the industry, the manufacturers and stuff, they really like me. They like dealing with me. They like
We do
doing
like you. We
business.
really, really like you, Bo.
So Conde 2.0 definitely has that on their side, and
Mhm.
they're willing to forfeit a little bit of the rules to help us grow in the beginning, in a
And you
way.
know what? I gotta say this. I mad kudos to Conde for hiring you back. Here's the why. You are the face of Conde. I always get told I was the face of X, Y, and Z, right? You're the face of X, Y, and Z. When you start doing a live religiously every week, you start becoming, what's the word, synonymous with the brand.
Yeah.
And you're Conde. I mean, you did. Listen, I'm not sure there's too many other people that could just step right into that role of, listen, nobody could do a Friday Live. If they go to do a Friday Live, we're expecting Bo there, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're expecting. We're expecting the funny, the chaos, the all the crazy, the beard growing a mile long, the beard now being short, the crazy hats, the funny papers, which by the way, I will convince him to let me do digital papers to give out to you
Yeah.
guys each Friday.
Yeah.
I'm convincing him of that. So, but these are the things that, it's, I'm glad that they picked you back up. Friend to
Well,
friend, glad to see you back in this spot, in this spot, kind of thing.
you said the funny hats and stuff like that, and I in the time off, some people, talked to them and they told me that I wasn't professional enough and blah, 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 blah for the industry. And I'm like, look, dude, I'm not a used car salesman. I use the stuff. I'm a graphic artist. I'm a musician. I'm an artist. I'm a creative person. Like, I'm gonna wear t-shirts. I'm gonna put that material, that substance on that t-shirt and wear it and test it so that I can say, yeah, that product is garbage. It's gonna fall apart, or that product's great. So I was wearing button-down shirts in a few of my first videos, and there are a few comments like, please, Conde, why are you making him dress up? Why is he having to wear a suit? And that was 100% me, and I was just making a spoof of the whole thing.
You don't need to be a well-dressed man to get the job, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, you know what that does is you wearing, like, I wore my baseball hat. You know why? Because I knew Bill was going to be wearing his baseball hat.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm
I wear,
breaking out the hat.
I wear mine because the aurora borealis happens. Like, if you don't have it on, but
Mine is pony hair care, don't care type thing, pony hair tail, whatever it is. Here's what it also does. It humanizes you. It humanizes you. You're wearing the brand, you're wearing shirts, you're wearing the things you made. You're not stuffy. I always feel like when you see people who are in the education field, who are very, this is how you got to do it. And you and I both know there are quite a few of them.
mm-hmm.
You're like this.
Yeah.
By the time they're done. And I'm like, we're people like you and I were like, so how did that work out for you? Like, did you fall? Did you get yourself back up? Are you okay? All right, now let's just keep going, right? We talk to you like we're the girl guy next door kind of conversation. And I feel like that's why we're relatable.
Yeah.
If you notice that the people who dress up in these button-up shirts and who are stale, just, I don't know. They bore me to death, Bo.
Yeah. And the thing is because you can just tell they're just about the money. They're not about the personal connection and the actual, like, excitement of using the equipment and all that.
Right. So you and I have a list. When we've started to tackle the list, we have a list of things we were going to talk about today. And so, yes, they are only selling Epson products at Conde. So keep that in mind. They're only selling that. Are you going to have your paper back and you're going to have ink and all that for that? Like, that's where we're headed for that? Okay.
Yep. We have beaver paper in stock. I think we have some Epson paper in stock.
Okay.
And the SPP paper, if it is not in stock, it should be in stock probably next week.
Okay. That's good to know. Here's the question.
Oh, and if you want Nina paper, that should be in stock soon too. The sublimation Nina style paper.
Okay.
There was a huge I don't know our Nina representative from the old Conde. There was a huge thing. I think Nina canceled 3G Jet Opaque. I think they canceled a lot of their
stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
I think they did.
Welcome to the economy, which is a great segue for this next comment. You and I were talking behind the scenes, and the other day we were talking about it because we're in a lot of groups that are similar. And we've seen some hate comments in some other groups, and you think, how are people even in these groups? But one of the comments that you and I talked about, we giggled about, is sublimation dead?
Yeah.
Is it dead, Bo? I mean, are we,
I'm going to answer Edward's question real quick. Edward, yes, the Conde paper, the SPP paper will be back very, very soon. If not next week, the following week. We have it on ordered. It'll be in.
Woo-hoo!
I think the facility we're getting it from had a little bit of the the COVID going on there, and they slowed down a little bit, but it should be in.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
So get back
what
to
was
that
your
question.
question? Oh, is
Oh,
sublimation
sublimation
dead?
dead. Dead.
You know, the answer is yes. Really, the answer is yes. When it boils down to it, the idea of like just having a sublimation business, I don't think is going to cut it as much these days as with lasers coming down. DTF is the rage, and I haven't even seen a DTF UV printer yet and all that in person. Next week I probably will, but um, prices are going down on a lot of equipment,
Yeah,
and
they're definitely making it more home user friendly. You and I were talking about that I mean, sublimation has been around for what, 79 years or some crazy
yeah,
thing. It's been around for absolutely forever. And um the sublimation, the screen print transfers, the DTF, the laser stuff, those were all big machine type company things, and they've started to dwindle them down, to where they're now in our homes, right? So now they've become small business friendly, and you and I said that's the niche market right there. It's the crafter, the home
mhm.
person, instead of these big commercial uh businesses. Thank you, COVID, for that. uh that kind of thing. Hey, Jesse. So, is it dead as a whole? I mean, it's on
I
life
don't think it's
support.
dead as a whole, and that's being dramatic, but
I mean,
like,
I think it may be a little bit on life support. You know what? I just don't feel like it's king anymore. I don't feel like that's your sole focus. I mean, we add in, for me, I mean, let's talk about my shop. Because I have a real working shop. I have a Roland, I have a laser, I have my sublimation printer, I have my embroidery machine. So I have a lot of different aspects that create a small business. I can't just say that I just do sublimation. Now, if you asked me that 8 years ago, that would have been the answer. But not even, actually, that wouldn't have been the answer, because I was doing vinyl too. So I was still doing sublimation and vinyl at the time. So I've always still piggybacked. You know what I mean? Something with something.
I think in 2025 and beyond, you're really going to have to please every customer that comes in the door with something, and I don't think that sublimation offers, to please everybody.
No,
Um,
I mean, it has its place. It definitely has its place. But there are always new things coming on the market that are
yeah.
going to try to push the envelope of taking that place. Do you know what I
And,
mean?
and when I say dead, I don't think it's dead. I think people can still make money and still,
Oh,
support
100%. I mean, look at
support a
what I
hobby
wrote.
or a small
I'll,
business. Yeah, yeah.
it's not dead. You just need to find the products and the people that what they want. I've been doing well for class slates. Absolutely. Senior photo signs definitely are a thing. Again, it's called finding your niche, and finding out what works for you. But for me to sell slates here in my little neck of the woods isn't a big thing, where it might be in your neck of the woods. And that's what makes the world go round. We
Yeah.
can all, I could give everybody across the country the same 5 items to sell. And I mean, in every state, I could give you all the same 5 items and say, go sell it and see how
Well,
well you can sell it. And you're going to get people go, I just, they don't sell.
I think it's really weird, and that's a good point here. Is Nikki's going to give me a terrible look here in a second, but
Oh, I'm waiting for it. Let's do it.
I am serious when I say this, that when I'm scrolling through Facebook here down here in Mobile, Alabama, I am getting ads to go play pickleball. Everywhere has pickleball down here. And she's going to say nobody is playing pickleball. So I think pickleball is a really good example for that. And I know this because I just saw it before this live. There's this
You know
place
why
called
he brought that up, y'all? You know why he brought that up is because, Miss Struggle Bussing it over here and threw me under the bus of doing the pickleball pal, but whatever,
yeah.
struggle bus that one. No, pickleball is not dead. Pickleball is definitely a thing. Will it be a thing in 2-3 years? I don't know. It's probably just a fad. But for right now, it's here. So that's the thing with anything. You know that, I know that.
But are
You
but are people that playing pickleball buying custom made pickleball paddles, or are they just going to Walmart getting the 12.99 set and playing pickleball? And
Yep.
you know,
Right. And that's the thing. I mean, but with like everything, you hit that iron while it's hot. You try to hit, okay, well, that's the big thing. Everybody's playing pickleball. So now you make the shirts for pickleball, the koozies, the coasters, the whatevers, all for pickleball. Hit that iron while it's hot, because you know what? In about a year to 2 years, it might not be even a thing. But you start seeing it in group after group after group, jump on it. Don't think because a bunch of people are doing it means that you can't, because everybody's, no, that's not true. It's just that how the circles we fall in on our social media, that's all we see. It's on our news feeds. We go in these groups. If you go beyond the groups to actually your real people, not that we're not real, but you know what I mean. If you go beyond that bubble, then there's a lot of people who want what you have to sell, and not everybody's in your backyard. You and I have talked about that. You could come right into my backyard and start selling the same thing that I'm selling, and people might not even realize that I sell, or that you even sell, because we follow in different social circles. So
Speaking of backyards, I really hope that we get wind spinners in soon. That the trend may be gone and we might have missed it completely here. But that's something I hope to get in soon.
You realize I am the reason they have the 4-inch spinner, right?
Yeah.
I am the reason for the 4-inch spinner. I don't even know if anybody knew that. They were not out on the market. Nobody had them until we did them in my little group. And then all of a sudden, somebody got wind. There's a 4-inch one. And yup, that's where it took off. 100%. No one was doing the 4-inch ones until my little group was. So you guys can all thank us over here for that little trend. I got to be noted for something, right?
Yeah.
I got to be noted for something.
And with groups and all of those sort of things on Facebooks, I do kind of, I'm going to say I'm a lurker in them, and I do look at the trends. I do look at what people are buying, what they're looking at, how they're communicating. And
so what do you think's on trend right now?
Epson.
Well, that's because with all the, and I'm going to say it because I can say it, you can't say it, but I can say it, with all the stuff that's going on with the other printing companies. You got Brother that's in the game now. You've got, what does HP? I don't know if HP does. I can't remember.
I don't think HP does.
But you got Brother in the game now. Sawgrass is having their own set of issues. And you can come at me in the comment section about that, but they really are. It's been all over our social feed. I don't pick a side when it comes up, but that's what's happening. And you're seeing a lot of people just go, you know what? Epson just made us, not just made. I mean, they've been around for a couple of years now. They've had their sublimation printers, and they're affordable.
Just around COVID, just before COVID, I think they released it.
Yeah, they released the big one. I mean, and you can't get that print size with the Sawgrass. The Sawgrass, the biggest one you can get is a 13 by 19.
Well, you can get the VJ628, that Muto, but that is the absolute.
Oh, yes.
That one, I don't know how that is still on the market, to be honest with you.
And that's just it. People are looking for affordability. They're looking for things that work and run well. They don't want to have to pay for an extra service.
Well,
we are getting so service, like you got to pay for every service.
When I buy a thing called a printer, when I push print, that's all I want it to do is print. I don't need anything fancy. I don't need design. I don't need you to talk about how to sell this thing. I just need the thing to print it off, I don't need you collecting data from me. I don't want to pay for a service to print. That's just me personally. And, Chuck loves his Epson F570. I know Chuck has an SG500 because I know he won it on one of our lives.
Yeah. Of course he did, right? And I know that Bo and I are going to get some flack for that, but honestly, we both feel the same way about the printer.
The F570 is the greatest printer, like no jamming.
I do want one. I do. I'm going to hug my little tumbler here, my emotional support tumbler, and we're going to rock back and forth here, Bo, because I do want one. I have a converted one. I'm not going to lie. I have a converted one. A lot of us converted them over because, well, one, I had to out of necessity, but I haven't turned back. I didn't have to worry about all the extra stuff that I had to download and put with it and all that. And I didn't. I could just print the damn thing and just go, right? Yeah. So I'm all for it. I'm here for that. You don't hear too many issues with, ink issues or
I mean, these inks are
scratch
100
marks and
these inks are 141 milliliters and they are 39.99
yeah,
for one of these, so a
which
whole set's
lasts
100.
a long time.
Yeah. Um, I think it took about half a bottle to fill up the tank here.
Yeah.
It's $160 for your full CMYK, which offhand, I would say that's about the cost of one cartridge for a Sawgrass. I think they're 130, 135 maybe. Um, as far as Conde goes, I'd love to be able to service and still take care of the people sell their inks to, people that purchased from the old Conde. Right now, though, I don't see us
Yeah.
anytime soon picking up
You and I talked about
selling.
that.
Yeah.
And I said, and you said, well, Epson is the wave of the future right now for Conde. And I was like, okay, here we are. And you know what? That's great. That's
It,
great. Like I said, I love mine. But I do want the big boy one. Yep. That's the goal. Get the big boy one. With the amount of printing I do, that's what I
no,
want.
they're absolutely great. They're worth it. I mean, if you're going to get an SG 1000, you're going to have to get the bypass tray to get to the 13 by 19. So you're already looking at about $2,000. I think you just spend the extra 500. Now it's not my money, but you spend the extra 500 and you will be a lot happier.
You could print
You
20,
know,
was it 24 inches wide?
it's like 23.6. I'm going to say is it's 24 inches is the thing, but 23.6 with the margins,
All right, so let's
23.8
talk about
something.
that. I mean, I know eventually you're probably going to get in heat presses and whatnot, but
Oh,
we're
we
going to
have heat
talk.
presses. We are a authorized Stahl's Hottronics dealer. We have all of their presses in, so you can get an air fusion. Right now, we have a deal going on if you buy the Autoclam 16 by
Yes, Ed, they
20.
are.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you can get a free stand with that. I think it's a $299 value with that. We also are a Geo Night dealer. We have those in stock. I know we have some DK20Ss in
Hmm.
stock in our warehouse. We got some DK3s. So yeah, we got those so far. I know Pam, if she is still on here, is wondering if I ever forget about her. But no, I'm still looking for a really good, low cost tumbler press that will do your curved, the
She just needs
tumblers
one with
that.
the two knobs
Yeah.
because you can change that. I'll talk to her about it. All right, Ed asked this question, and I can tell you, yes, they're just as vibrant, if not better. My blacks are black. I actually got to witness it being printed a full on, very little color, but it was very black garden flag. And they came out gorgeous. And that was with the F570. So yes, it 100% is. Ed, if you get the opportunity and you have the availability to get yourself one, you won't look back. It's on a roll. It cuts the paper for you. I could sell this for you, and here's why.
It cuts the paper or it doesn't cut the paper, however you
Right.
have it set up.
Right. But here's
Um,
the thing. So if you're let me give you an example. This is probably the best example. You're going to go and you want to do your ornaments, but you only want to print 6 ornaments. You could print 6 ornaments. Let's say it's a cross. We're going to just go for giggles here, right? Instead of wasting that full 13 by 19 sheet or even that 11 by 17, it'll literally just cut it right. If you put them in a straight row, you can literally just cut the paper right there. That's
yeah,
it.
if you're doing 6 ornaments, you drag your one in and you say you want 6 of them, and then you choose how much of a space you want in between them. If you want 1 inch or whatever, how
Yep.
close you want to get, and it'll show you on the print thing. Do they fit this way? Do they fit in? It'll
Right.
make them fit the best way possible.
Yep, and then it will cut the paper so you literally maximize the amount of paper you're using, or minimize, I guess, the way you look at it, and how it's used. You're not going
Yeah.
to waste that full sheet just for a few ornaments. You know what I mean? So you're only doing that little row. That's all that little row is. It's I want it, Ed. Okay, I just want you to know. I was not going to upgrade. I wasn't going to upgrade to a 13 from my 13 by 19. But I got to work in South Carolina with my best friend, and she's got one. And I literally just sat there in awe of her machine, just watching it do its thing. And all these things were being printed out. I'm like, I'm having major FOMO right now.
So Ed, on the vibrance of it, everything I did on Friday Live and everything I did at Conde for like the last 2 years at the end there was all on an Epson F570. I actually got sick of my SG-1000 and I'd never used that thing again. And
yes, the Edge print software to be able to gang sheet print your designs.
yeah, now that's the thing. The Edge print only works on Windows, so if you have a Mac, it's not going to work on that, and you just have to use the driver, I believe.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, that is the next toy that will be right here in the shop. I just need y'all to know that that is coming down the pike, because there's just and even the paper is it feels thinner than my normal paper. But the fact is I can just roll it back up if I need to, stick it out of the way. If I only need a row, I can just print a row. And by the way, it also does take sheets. So if you don't want to print the roll, you can actually print sheets.
I don't think it takes mug paper though. I think the lowest you can go is 8.5 by 11, but I could be wrong, but
Let's just be honest for 5 seconds. I don't use mug paper. I usually will print off on my bigger paper, just cut a bunch of them. I gang sheet. Let's just call it what it is, Bo. I do not use mug paper.
I always say
I have been teaching this. I have never used mug paper. There, I've said it.
I've never actually used it either. And every time I'm like, who the heck uses mug paper? I'll get a phone call or someone will chime in and is like, what's up on that mug paper? I love that mug paper. So, you guys can put your comments down there and say how much you love mug paper.
Right. It's okay. We're both going to sublimation jail on that one. That'll be good. All right. So we also have on our list of things. You asked me, we're still talking about trends. So if you think of more that you've seen, just chime in. You were asking me about my thoughts on Canva and the pricing structure. Let me explain a little bit. So I made a post in my group at the Sassy Subber, depending on where you're all watching me from. I made a group about Canva teams going up in price. So as it stands right now, I pay $124 to have myself and 3 other people under in my account on the pro plan. Well, Canva got wise to what we were all doing essentially and was like, no, we really want you all to have your own pro account. But if that's not the case and we don't want, you don't want to do that, we'll lower it to $100 per person that is on your team. So you're saving essentially $20 by having a Teams account. Whereas you might as well just have everybody have their own pro account, let them log into it. That's what they're pushing towards, is having everybody have their own pro account versus having team accounts, because they were realizing a lot of people were just putting as many people on their team, friends, family, whatever. I mean, my kiddos were on mine, and they were out all of that money. So they kind of got wise to how we found the loophole, but it is what it is. And here we are. So that is what that is. Now, Canva per se, I use Canva for all of my back office stuff. My flyers, my handout, I could put my videos in there. I can do editing, in that. I could do AI type stuff in there. I could do what they call magic wand or magic word. And then it can also fix your wording like ChatGPT. I do a lot of that in there. So you could do the same thing. I think it's definitely a tool for $120 a year is peanuts.
That's for the
at least the program works.
Yeah. I thought it was $120 a month.
No, it's for the year.
Sorry, I'm used to Adobe. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say there's a lot of, and that's a thing. Let's just call this what it is too. Be on the lookout of all those subscriptions and what they're charging, because they're starting to go up. So it's a good time for you to take that opportunity to see what subscriptions you have. Are they going up? Can you negotiate that? Sometimes they're like, if you get in now kind of conversation, are you locked in? Are you grandfathered in? that kind of thing, because this is the
Do
time of
you
year.
actually use it?
Right, that's another one. I mean, there's so many subscriptions. I go, oh yeah, I'll use that. Haven't touched it in a year. Yep, bye.
Yeah.
Um,
Roberta said that Canva was just bought by Infinity Designer, which I believe is owned by
yes,
a company by the name of Serif. Um, so I'm wondering how much better, because Infinity is pretty good. It
yeah.
is what
Well,
it is.
yes, they did just buy that. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do, if they're going to do any integrations with it. They're starting to roll out some things that they've been doing. Like I said, I use it in all of my back office stuff. Absolutely everything. I teach classes on it. Um, when I'm at Applique Getaway or the Everything Embroidery Market, I was teaching Canva classes. I teach Canva classes, through the group and whatnot. Basic ones to get you guys started, because I really encourage the hunt and peck feature of you go around hunting and pecking and figuring it out for yourself. That's
That's
the
really the
only way
only
you're
way
going
to
to learn.
learn things
Yeah,
is to do that, and then you kind of create your own style.
yeah,
That's how I
exactly.
do it.
Yeah, and that's how I teach. That's when I'm teaching Photoshop, when I'm teaching, Canva. I teach you guys the basics. Basically, I teach you how to turn the doorknob, open the door, step yourself in, and realize it's not that scary. You are not dropping off into the abyss somewhere of these programs. It's not that scary. If you can run an embroidery program, if you can run your different sublimation stuff, that this is not hard. Just you're overthinking it here, kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, there's that. Um, we did touch upon Friday Lives,
Oh
sir.
yeah, yeah. Friday Lives will be back. They will be back very soon. Next week I am. Well, today is Friday, and
That's why we came live at this time.
next week I'll be in Printing United, so I probably won't go live then.
Could you
I'm
go
thinking
live? I mean, it would be great for all of us if you went live, and this way we could see what the Print Unite is about, because I've been there. I've been at two, actually. I've actually done training on the trade show floor, and done floor demos, which is really exciting, especially from a teacher's point of view. But I'm sad I won't be able to go this year.
yeah, I could. I mean, I could do it there and show you guys all those. Wait, it's not on Friday though. It's on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
So go make it an early day, or record it and show it Friday.
That's true. Yeah, I could, couldn't I? I
You
am
have
bringing.
this ability of this photo and video editing. I mean,
Yeah,
amazingness.
I do have so I will let you know I do have this anxiety thing of like which camera, which lens, what am I bringing for my trip to create whatever I create out there.
It's called a phone. It's this
Uh,
feature, Bo. Let me explain to you. This,
That goes,
that the doorknob effect.
yeah.
Open the door. It's called this thing on the telephone. You just kind of
Oh,
go live from it and say, "Hey, look, I'm on the trade show floor."
yeah, I could. But I'm thinking it'll be for the full first one will probably be the 20th or the 27th.
Okay.
I would look. I am living in Mobile still, and I travel over to Jackson and stay with David and his wife over there. They're lucky. They're lucky enough to. They're they let me in and let me stay at their house while I'm
Oh,
there.
they give you food and shelter.
Yeah, they give me food and shelter, and they have a dog named Holly.
Woohoo!
It's a corgi, but I'm going to go back out there. It's a 6 hour drive, so it's like 12 hours there and back. So I don't know how much energy I'll have.
We are looking to relocate, my husband and I,
Yeah.
to Jacksonville, just so you know.
Are you really?
Yeah, really, we are. True story. That is an
Yeah.
absolute true story. We were going to go lower down towards Tampa. As everybody knows, I've been telling everybody, oh, I'm going to, we're waiting for my husband's transfer. But there's never been job openings where we really want to go, but there's a ton in Jacksonville. And I said, that's opportunity for me.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm just saying that's a lot of Bo and Nikki content together
Mhm.
in
It
the
is.
reels together in the same space. That's an
Yeah.
hour from you. You're in Georgia. All right. I'm trying to get to Florida, Pam. I really
And
am.
I go by Pensacola Beach and I say, "Hey Pam, hey, how's it going?"
Well, we actually just put in there's jobs in Pensacola.
Yeah.
There's jobs, in Dothan, Alabama. There's ones like there's all these jobs that are like trying to get me to Florida. We're trying. Right? Sassy Rodeo.
There we go. So the first time I went out to go visit David and talk to him about negotiating and all that, getting a job and feeling it all out. Um, I left my house. It was about 5 o'clock in the morning. I left my house. All right. And I had about a half a tank of gas, whatever. I made it into Florida somewhere and I needed to get gas. And I got out of the car and I was like, oh my God, I don't have shoes on. And I looked and I was like, I never grabbed shoes. So that it didn't really bother me at the gas station because I could just do that. But I eventually had to stop at a Walmart and go in with just my socks on and hope no one said anything and get shoes for
How could you go driving without your shoes on?
I don't ever wear shoes in the car. I hardly ever wear shoes. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, but you're supposed to wear shoes when you drive, right?
I
Like,
don't. I think it's actually illegal, but I don't understand that rule. I mean, I usually scoot my shoes under my seat. It's probably because they can get stuck under your pedals or something.
well, that's why they tell you
It's
not to
probably,
drive with flip flops. This is totally random. I know you asked for this, but this is what your guys are going to get.
yeah.
Every time Bo and I are going to go live, we're working out some things on the back end. It's going to be just general conversation of craziness, but we're going to throw some worky work stuff in there as well.
So David thought it was really funny. Him and his wife thought it was really funny when I was like, "Yeah, I made it. I drove out here without shoes on." And
I think I would have looked at you crazy. Well, you know what? I did just look at you crazy. Like, how
yeah.
could you do that? I
So
mean, I understand if it were flip flops. Like, I get that.
yeah, we're all on the same team here and all that now. So
Okay, my next question is who I know that you're slowly getting more and more people working for Conde, and you said that right now there's a small. Who are some familiar faces or voices that you can tell us about that are now there?
me,
Yeah, besides you,
that's it.
there's nobody from the old Conde. Wow.
No,
We're holding on to Bo for dear life. I know Dothan is close to you, Pam.
Yeah, there's the sales reps, a lot of the sales reps, they made some bad choices and they regretted them and they want to move out of the sales and this industry and all those sort of things. Some of the other ones have moved on. Um, and no one from marketing or anything really pursued it.
Wow. That you know what? We all know some went other paths similar to the one that they were in. I currently don't see that working out.
No. Well, there's a company down here by the name of Zante, and they sell weird printers. I think they have a DTF and a UV printer now, and they sell like envelope printers or something. I'm not really sure. Some of the sales reps went to go work there.
Well, there you go. Well, it's going to be interesting. But I mean, is Conde hiring? Is my next question. Like, if people are looking for a job in the Jacksonville, Florida area, I mean, we should probably put that out there.
Probably definitely hiring in the warehouse type thing as we pick up. We'll eventually need people, customer service and sales and technical support and all those things once we really get going.
Right. That is 100% true.
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea what you're gonna what little nuggets of wisdom you're gonna get. I mean, I've been in the sublimation industry for close to 10 years. I've been teaching it for 8. I've been on the road teaching for 3. And I mean, I finally just met Bo this year, like in the
It was like 2 years ago, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, in person, yeah.
In person.
Yeah.
Can I just tell you the most nerve-wracking thing? Side story about Bo. All right, so I'm up in my class. I have no problems talking to y'all. None. I don't get nervous, nothing. I just walk into my classroom, bam, here you go, right? And I'm standing up there and the door's always open so that people can come in. And all of a sudden I watch this tall, dark, handsomest looking man, right, shadow walking in, because I only catch him out of the corner of my eye and he wears all black all the time, right? And I'm like, what the heck is that shadow? So all of a sudden I look over and there's Bo. And I went, oh, crap. I literally forgot every word I was going to say in the next sentence because I saw him walk in. I instantly got nervous. I don't know
That-
why.
That's just
I
my
don't know.
effect on people.
And then what does he do? He sits down, you know, teddy bear that he is, sits right on down. He's like there, and I'm like, no. I honestly, it was great. It was great to meet him in person, but to have him in your class, we do get nervous. We absolutely do get nervous, especially when it's somebody. One, I mean, I respect him. I respect him a lot in the industry, and it just to have him in my class, I'm like, I don't get nervous about anything.
I'm
this
probably just gonna make fun of you to my wife later, and she won't listen to me anyways. So
Well, I made fun of you to my husband, so the turnabout was fair play. Uh,
yeah.
like this big, tall, goofy dude just walked into my class, Kevin.
No, it was fun. I liked the that was the applicate. Oh, that
Yes.
wasn't was that was everything embroidering.
Yep. It was everything
That-
Burning Market. Yep.
yeah, that
Yep.
was pretty good. That was fun.
I mean, he got to see what it's like to do in-person classes, and we're moving around. I mean, we all look like a bunch of college students going from class to class to class. And I do. I hope though, Bo, that in the future I'll be able to get down to Jacksonville and be able to teach right there at Conde. That is still a dream. You need to make the dream come true. The dollar dream, as I've always said to you for the last couple of years, I would love to be down there at Conde headquarters, doing my live from there, and we got to make it
Well,
happen.
Conde, right now is it's a pretty good size warehouse, I would say. It's different shape than the old Conde, so I don't know if it's bigger or not. It looks bigger. So, but it is just a few offices in there. There isn't like a showroom place and all those sort of things yet.
Not
It's
yet. Give
eventually,
it time.
yeah, it'll eventually come.
Because I think
Um,
that's what the people are going to want. They're going to want to be able to come in and get those classes. I think that, David and I need to have that conversation
yeah.
that's something people do want.
Yeah, I was gonna say something about the old Conde. So I'm from Detroit and I'm from up north and everything, and we would get emails that said, "Be careful, there are snakes in the building," and it would be like rattlesnakes or copperheads or water moccasins or something. And like I'm like, that is the most terrifying email I think I've ever received. So there's no snakes, David said in the new office, and I'm very happy.
That's fantastic. Why would there be? I don't even want to know. Don't even tell me at this point. Don't even tell me. Does Conde have tech support set up yet?
No.
I know.
We are. I mean, like it doesn't have the tech support that the old Conde had. I'll say that old Conde had like I want to say Conde was spending around $300,000 a year just on technical support, and that's a lot of money for technical support for us right now. Um,
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be your technical support if you have any sort of issues, Chuck. Um, you know, David or I will probably be handling that for a little while. That is something that we want to get in as someone and definitely get our tech support up to speed.
And what would be nice to know is basically what kind of tech support are people looking for? Is it
Yeah.
for the machine? Or is it, because there's different types of tech support. Is it just, substrate specific type of tech support? That kind of thing. One of the questions I did see that came across the Conde forum, will there still be, and I haven't looked, but this is a great question for those who haven't. And if you haven't gone in and re-signed up your account and all of the stuff over at www.conde.com, please make sure you guys go do that. But are there still the tech tips in there, and you'll be able to download the
like the directions, pretty much the
the
instructions.
directions, the files, like that is that all still going to be there?
So, yes, they are there. They are there. But Conde had a lot of products. We don't have all those products into the system yet.
Right.
So, if you're looking for something that's not on there, you go ahead and just email us at sales@conde.com, or you can email me, bo@conde.com. Send up a smoke flare, send me a pigeon or something, and
The
we
SOS
will,
bat signal.
yeah,
So
we'll do
let
our
me
best to get you the templates and the instructions for those sorts of things.
so it's Bo at Conde.
Yeah. That's how you can reach me.
All right.
I tried making it as easy for everyone as possible.
Yeah.
That's
Right there. Yeah. So there you go. Make sure you guys screenshot that right there so that you guys know how to get a hold of Bo. Sales will also probably get you to Bo too.
You can call the number too, Chuck, or anyone. Don't be afraid to call the 1-800-826-6332 number. We do have a lady by the name of Caitlin who answers the phone, and Sharon is David's wife. She answers the phone, and I have a phone on my desk in the other room that I answer to. Um, so if you call,
Right,
you
because
might.
you're telecommuting right now. You are remote.
Yeah, I'm fully remote. Being fully remote is kind of interesting. It's weird. You don't have that camaraderie of, when you're feeling bad or depressed or, having a blue Monday, you don't have those people to cheer you up kind of. You got to
High
do
five,
it yourself.
buddy. Listen, but you know what? Now you're not that you didn't probably understand it, but I mean, you understand how us small business people feel
Mhm.
when, we're here, we're it. We are it. We're sales, we're tech, we're, the banking, we're everything in this, right down to the janitor in our businesses. So,
The old Conde was a little bloated in payroll and staff, and it was kind of it wasn't corporate in any sort of way, but it was kind of like, I only do this one set thing and that's it, and then you got to wait for someone else to do something till you can do that thing, and
right.
yeah,
Whereas you need to
it
be well versed.
yeah. I'm talking on the phone doing video editing at the exact same time I'm talking on the phone.
But
It's
also what I mean is well, yes, you can sell the thing, you can also help fix the thing.
yeah, yeah.
Because that's key. I feel like that's helpful because we as humans transition so fast from, oh, okay, I would like to buy this. Oh, but by the way, I was having a problem the other day with dot dot dot. Having a salesperson who's also well versed in some, I'm not saying overly in sales support or tech support, but at least, you
I
know,
I had a lady call me yesterday and she said, I have an SG, I think it was an SG 400, and this thing just isn't printing and it's stupid. And no, it was an SG 800. And I know exactly what she was going through. The bypass tray does not always feed in correctly.
no, you got to take it
And
off, put it back on. Yep.
yeah, and the paper's stuck in, and then it says some message on here like some sort of memory is full, and you're like, well, how many did I print off? And I don't know. And she's like, I got to babysit it. And I was like, well, the Epson F570, you don't need to babysit with its Edge Print software. You just go in there, you type how many you want, you do all those sort of things, and you push print, and the thing prints, and it shoots out. And maybe if you don't have a spooling reel, you might have to, sometimes straighten it off and pull it down the floor if you're going real long. So yeah, I use the stuff, and I think that it's really helpful if I can talk to people on the phone now and
Yeah. Because
let
you
them know that the positive, the strength, the weaknesses, what I think about it, and if they need something fixed or something, simple, I can easily help them with that.
I will say this because I'm going to get it in my comment section. So will Bo. The opinions that are being held there are mine and Bo's alone. They do not reflect anything as Sassy Sub of the Nation or as Conde as business. We have our own fixed opinions. And no, did we give you them all? No, we did not.
I thought, well, going into Conde, I hated George Knight heat presses. I hated them. I thought they were the ugliest thing in the world. I was like,
Those are the
those
big
things
green
are
ones, right?
the what?
Are they the big green ones?
They're like a tannish color. They look like,
Oh, I know there's a big green one. I don't know who the big green machine one is.
and man, I use that DK20S, and it's like, that's the heat press right there. I don't care. I don't care what I'm selling. The DK20S is my favorite heat press on the market, like for the t-shirts. I love that press. I mean,
Right. Yeah, and
that
that's
that's
just it. I
that's
mean,
my opinion.
and that's just it. Everybody has their own opinion about everything, and you're going to hear Bo and I as time goes on that we will offer our opinion. But you know what they say about opinions. We'll leave it at that.
Mhm.
Um,
And this right here, I hooked this up to my computer. This is an Epson F170, and I hooked it up to my computer, my actual personal computer. So I know how to do this now. If you have a problem with it, one, I had a VPN going on my computer. This did not want to hook up to a VPN, and it did not like my firewall settings. So I had to go in there and tweak some things to get it to hook up and then go back to where I was before that. So, I know those sort of things too. Like, I'm not sure all the salespeople are really have hooked up a printer and used a
And what Chuck
printer.
just said, you could print directly from Photoshop and Corel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I do. I mean, I print right from my Corel right now to my Epson. And
With Sawgrass, you don't really get the best colors, though. You don't get the
if you print direct,
yeah.
right, you have to go through their print manager or whatever it's called now. Yes, you do have to print direct. If you print direct, it does not give you the best colors at all. You do have to go through their software program of whatever it is. Now, if you have issues with, and I'm going to say this right off the rip because I'll get it in the comments section and it'll be all over my news feed, what I'm about to say. If you have issues with your Sawgrass, you need to go over to Sawgrass because a lot of places are no longer carrying the Sawgrass printers, and are also selling, third-party inks all over the place. So if you really need that tech support and whatnot from them, you really are going to have to go to direct to Sawgrass. They do have a users group that you can go to, and you can ask them all their questions. Unfortunately, like we said, Conde is not carrying Sawgrasses anymore. They are Team Epson. And so that's where they're at. I just need to make sure that I put that disclaimer out there for everybody that is watching. Because I know, again, like I said, Bo and I are going to get this in the comment section. You totally dogged it. No, really, we didn't. But you know what? It's showing everywhere as everybody's having issues right now. So as things get updated, I can tell you the updates that I've done on my Epson printer haven't affected my printer. So I'm very grateful for that. And you know what? It's good until it's not, right? As they say, everything is good until it's not. And then when it's not, then you got to deal with it. So
Yeah.
there is that part of it. So is there anything new and exciting before we wrap this up?
Well, I am gonna say that we are getting some superior technology here at Conde coming soon.
I know what they are.
I'm working on something right here. This right here is our new color light CSK.
Mm-hmm.
It's glass. We're working on this. This is a test piece that I was printing on earlier. This stuff will be in. I believe it's going to be a little bit cheaper. It's thinner. It's lighter. It's very durable.
Is it
People want me to like,
sublimation?
huh?
Is it sublimation?
It's just sublimation. People want me to bang it on stuff and show you guys, but I don't know if you've seen that video on the internet where the sword guy is selling it on like the Home Shopping Network, and he's banging it, then the sword breaks and stabs him in the stomach. So
No, I missed that part.
we're we're getting a whole bunch of those products in. I have been talking with X Tools, and we are getting X Tools in. I'm going to have a very long discussion with them next week in Printing United, and we'll be getting an X Tools P2 CO2 laser guy thing in one of my rooms of my house now. I have
So
to
does
figure
that
out.
mean we're going to start having some laser blanks?
Um, I know a lot about sublimation and stuff. I've just started getting into the laser blanks game and what that's all about.
Oil
Um,
chat.
yeah, but David McLean owns a company by the name of Trophy Kits, and he already has a bunch because he does laser engravings already. So he has a bunch of acrylic that you can laser engrave on and stuff like that. So yes, we will be getting those sort of things. I would like to get slate and laser engrave on slate for like slate coasters. Um, I know we're getting tiles in, and I'm just thinking of this now that we could possibly get laser engravable tiles, all those sort of things. But yes, that does mean that
Cutting
like Friday
boards,
lives won't.
drinkware, jewelry. I can give you a laundry list if you'd like. I mean, the shopping list, I can give you that. Just like a true wife, I could give you the shopping list.
Friday Live will not just be sublimation in the future. We might take Friday Live to like the whole new level. I want to get into this is actually laser engraved back here, and
You're
these are
taking Conde to the next level.
yeah, these are cut out pieces, the CMYK that are stuck and glued in there. I want to start making neon signs and LED signs and I just want to make some just awesome stuff.
So what I heard was, and you and I have talked about this, and I get excited to maybe like poke the bear. Um, we're going to actually do some crafting. Like you love that I do the crafting stuff and I think outside the box, and you're like, Nikki, that's what I want to do. And so we get to craft. Like that's the thing.
Yeah. I want to laser cut a guitar. I want to laser cut
We're going to
signs.
craft with Conde.
Yeah.
Crafting with Conde with Nikki and Bo. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah,
it.
it's going to be great. And I don't have it's on the other side of the room. I'm not going to go over there, but like I have this jelly pad print thing that I really like that you can um make little prints with. I'm going to do stuff like that with it. Um we're gonna show you guys a whole bunch of new stuff. It's going to be really great. We're not just going to sublimate a keychain. There's this thing I saw. It's about $20, and you can wrap yarn around it, and then it makes the poofy balls,
Yeah.
the pom poms.
Uh-huh.
I want to get one of those and start doing that. So when I'm like, yeah, you can, not just only sublimate this thing, you can also add some yarny pom pom balls to it to, bling it out a little bit, or
We need to do
add
like
some
so
pizzazz.
maybe not necessarily always a Friday live, but I definitely need to
Yeah.
do like an outside where it's just, we just sit there and craft. What are you working on? What are you
Oh,
guys doing? And then talk about it.
yeah, in crafting, we are now, I might be a little biased because it's where I came from, but we are now an official Caesar dealer for everything. You can now get Easy Weed HTV and everything at Conde. It's not all up
Woohoo!
on the website. Caesar has 700 different colors in 12-inch, 15-inch, 20-inch, and then 5-yard, 10-yard, 25-yard, 50-yard rolls. So we're getting yeah, we're going down the rabbit hole.
And
And
did I
with
see,
Caesar,
was it Curio too? Besides Caesar, you're gonna have both, aren't you?
with Creo, yeah, well,
Yeah,
we're
Curio.
gonna have the white toner. Definitely, if you are not Creo white toner, but you like another 3 acronyms that begin with D and end with F, you might want to with Creo. But yes, but
What
yeah,
he's saying is he's hooking up what he's
yeah.
saying. Let me
Well,
break it down.
Caesar also has something in the crafting idea is they have this stuff called pressure sensitive vinyl, which I think is a terrible name for a product, but I get you have heat transfer vinyl, pressure sensitive vinyl. It's sticker vinyl is what it is. And we are going to get that in stock. And I think that is one of the underrated, most underused product in the industry
So tell people what
because
they can use it for.
you'll see a sticker on cars. It's like a one color sticker that says like Salt Life or something like that. That's just like a little cutout. The family stickers of the people on the back of the car, the mom, the dad, the dog, the
Yeah.
kids, and all those. They're just a white sticker. So you get that. You just get that PNG design or whatever, and you put that in, and your cutter will cut it out, and you can start
Basically,
selling
what you're
those
trying
things.
to say is that you're going to try to put Big Mama out of business. Is that what you're trying to
Maybe.
say?
But
Remember, there's
if
a
you
place
get
for everything.
if you've got a cutter or something, I personally think the Cameo 3, the Silhouette Cameo 3 is like the greatest craft cutter of all time. But we are going to be getting the Caesar cutters in, so you get a cutter and you're
The
doing shirts.
Juliet. I think it's the Juliet, isn't it?
Juliet and the Romeo and the Juliet. So then you can also you can do stickers. The stickers come in all different sorts of colors, glitter. There's etch, and there's also chalk, which you can put on things and write things on it or
I
whatever
use
you want.
the Caesar Easy Weed glitter.
Yeah,
Not only do I sublimate on it, but I also put it in my embroidery work. So
yeah,
what Bo and I had talked about was how to combine different things that you have in your shop, which rodeos us, haha, like I did that, rodeos us right around to the beginning of what we talked about. And is sublimation dead? And it's not, because we're incorporating it in the other aspects of what we do in our businesses, like embroidery and our laser, that kind of thing, our vinyl worlds. So we're literally taking a little piece of here, a little piece of here, and making this, and that makes it a unique product, because so many of us have a lot of different things in our wheelhouse where we just don't have sublimation anymore. We have a lot of other things as well. So that's what Bo and I talked about in how to incorporate these other things. That's where Conde is going to be evolving and going, like you said, with the X tool. He's going to be probably doing some stuff with the X tool. We're going to throw in some vinyl in there. We're going to throw, whatever it may be, we're going to try to figure out how we can make you elevate your business to a different level and add a little something new that isn't just the norm, right? And
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
we're gonna be hoping for.
Keeping up
So,
with trends, keeping up with the customers, keeping up with just everything that you got to do, and staying. I think that staying fresh with yourself is a little bit of it as well. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the only thing you can do. Well, Mr. Bo, we're in overtime here. So, sir, it has been a pleasure to having this
yeah.
conversation with you. Happy Friday, and glad to have you back here at the helm. I'm glad that I got to do the first interview with you, as always. And you will
And
definitely.
that's funny because I did have this day booked for Aaron, and I didn't say anything about Aaron, but I think Aaron bumped me. So I will be. Oh, I'm going live with Aaron on the 20th or the 27th. I need to look at that. So you might want to. That might be one reason why I don't do a Friday live too.
Oh, that might be a reason, but you know what? I got you first, so it doesn't
But
matter.
yes, but I will be back Halloween time, Friday live in the hot dog suits.
Spectacular!
I have the hot dog suit. It's in my closet in the other room.
I can't wait. I am so glad you're
Yeah.
back, sir. And
Go to Conde.com, sign up for the
yes,
thing, the account, get on the mailing list. You'll know when Friday Live is. If you're not following Conde on Facebook, do that. I know you're on YouTube, so you should do that too. But
yes,
you'll
YouTube,
find out
Facebook.
when
Are
Friday
you
Live
going to
will
be
be
on the
back.
Tickety Talk? I think you are over there, actually. Did you?
We can't get into the old TikToks, Conde account, so we might have to start a new one, but we'll
So
see
start
on
a new
that.
one. It's a good time to
Yeah.
do it. You know what? Because you're going to be
Yeah.
doing all the things and all that. So you guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday. You know who that is. That is Rodeo Bo. He is my
I'm on this side.
right, wherever he is, the BFF of Sublimation that I have. And you know who I am. I'm Nikki Adamquist, the Sassy Subber. And we will see you all, you know where, on the flip side.
Bye.